All right, y'all ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live. We in the building. First time in 2 weeks. Last week we was snowed in. Today is 70 degrees. That damn Virginia weather. But we here. We in the building. We got special guests galore, and we can't wait to bring it to you. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. The flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio is live right now.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying, then they must be half stepping. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live, and we in the building. Be down with us tonight by calling us at 804-402-2893. Be a part of the flagship show heard live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio every single Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern until we finish. Special shout out to those folks that are listening to us live right now on TuneIn. Thank you to those folks that are listening to us right now on Streamer, as well as the folks that are listening to the replays right now on YouTube, as well as on iTunes. It's because y'all rocking with us. That's why we are rolling with you. We appreciate it. So we ain't been here since, I guess, 2 weeks ago? Last week here in the RVA capital city, we had snow and ice that kept us out of the room. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the greatest hits that we brought to you. We had a lot of folks that are part of Legacy Internet Radio that were permanent guests, as well as some special guests that we heard from last week. So thank you to those folks who participated. Thank you to those folks who were in the building on the mic, as well as those folks who listened to us. But it's tonight, it's now, and it's 70 degrees here in Virginia, and that's tripping me out. And I want to know what my first guest thinks about that. You hear her usually on the fourth Monday of every single month, but as I mentioned to you a minute ago, you didn't hear her last week because of the snow. But she's here now. She's our sister, the dating pool diva. Arthur Charisma's up in the building. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm chilling. How you?
I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I like the warm weather.
It's all right.
I like it. When it was 70 degrees on Christmas, I was cool
Yeah, that
with
was whack to me.
Yeah, I love it.
That was whack to me. If I want to be in Tampa, I'll go to Tampa.
All year round, it could be like that.
Nah,
I'd be
man.
happy.
Nah, man. When it's supposed to be cold, I need it to be cold. When it's January and February and it's 70 degrees, my body and my senses are confused.
That's how it should be.
I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And so it makes me even more grumpy than normal.
You can't get any more grumpy.
You don't think so?
You caned get any. I'm glad you were snowed in then. I am.
I probably would have picked on you if we'd have came in.
It would have been worse. Yeah.
It probably would have been. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Our brother, he is our everyman. Whatever it is we need him to do, and a whole bunch of stuff we don't, but he makes sure that everybody is comfortable up in this joint. Mr. 3375. What's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm good. I'm chilling. Like I said, you making the brother comfortable up in here and whatnot. You know,
that's what I do, man.
Yeah.
We all family. We all at home, man. So we got to be comfortable where we stay at.
I can dig it, brother. Well, I'm glad to see you. It's been a couple of weeks since we were here, and so it's good to have you back in the den, your home, and ready for a good show, man.
Ready for a good show, man.
All right, well, tell us.
I need some up spirit right now. You know, I just had a death in the family last week.
Oh man, condolences, man.
My aunt, she was real close, but she was 107.
Wow.
So she lived a good life,
Wow.
man. So
Wow. Well,
it's going to be another rough week. You know, we still got to get through the funeral and everything. But
right. Well, our heartfelt condolences, from all of us here at Legacy Internet Radio, on the passing of your family. She's got her wings now, so she's an ancestor. So I'm sure that the relationship that you had with her, will continue to live on through you and everybody else she touched. So our condolences. You've got a special guest in the building, brother.
got a special guest in the building, CEO. I don't know what you CEO, writer, extraordinary. But I've been knowing her for about 4 or 5 years. Been to a couple of her events. She's the CEO of Brown Girls. I want y'all to welcome LaTasha Johnson.
What's up, Tasha? How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to meet you.
Likewise.
Our brother has been telling us about you and some of the things that you are doing, and so it's my honor, our honor, to have you in the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Anybody that comes in here gets to have family status, of which now you are a part of.
Awesome.
And so I appreciate that. Of course, you've got your husband in the room, and much love to the brother sitting in the back. And we appreciate you being here and bringing your lady to the confines of Legacy Internet Radio. So you ready to have a dope show?
I am. I'm excited.
Well, I want to talk about you and what you're doing before we get into it.
Okay.
So, first off, I know that you've got an organization that you lead.
Yes.
And you also have an event that you're going to be having later on this week. Before you tell me about the event, tell me about the organization, what it is, what you do, the spirit behind it. Let's hear about it.
Okay. I'm CEO of Brown Girls, Inc. We are a full-service event planning business. We plan social and corporate events, weddings, baby showers, birthday parties. We'll plan a barbecue if you want us to, spades party, whatever you need. So we do. We have different event packages for each event. We make your vision come to life. That's what we do, and we have fun doing it. I love a good party. I don't know anybody who does not love a good party, which is basically how
we might have
I
to
got
put
started.
you. We might have to put you to work at Legacy and Radio.
And I'm here. What you need?
Yeah, no doubt. We doubt. So, how did it come about? Like, what was the origin around you deciding you wanted to do this?
Honestly, I was sitting at my kitchen table, and I also do jewelry and all types of stuff, and I was going to do a show for myself, to be perfectly honest. And then I had an idea, well, why don't I just have an event where there are different vendors who make jewelry or sell clothes or do whatever, and just get them all together in one space, get some food, get a DJ, a bar. I mean, because really ain't no party without a bar.
Absolutely.
And, have them make some money and build some clientele. And that was our first event, our SaaS event.
Okay. Do you have events normally? Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
Do you have events normally?
My goal is to have at least something like, if not every month, every couple of months. Like Wednesday, we're having a happy hour at Loft 17. Shout out to Sean Minter and Loft 17. I know, I caught that.
Yeah. So tell us
I'm
about it.
a quick girl.
Tell us about that.
Sean Minter, he's owner, one of the owners of Loft 17 downtown Shockoe Bottom, and he came to me and asked if I wanted my company to host a happy hour, which is what we're doing on Wednesday. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Loft 17 on Franklin Street in Shockoe Bottom. We are also doing a water drive for Flint, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're coming, which I hope all of you will,
I'll be there.
Please bring a case of water. We're going to have it shipped to Flint. We try at Brown Girls to give back to the community, and we have to. I mean, we have to take care of our brothers and sisters that can't do it for themselves right now. So, we're going to ship that water over there to them and hopefully get those babies straight.
When you have the event on Wednesday, what can folks who are coming, who are listening to us here in the Richmond, Virginia, and beyond area, what can they expect? When you say happy hour, is it kind of like a mixer, or we just coming to the bar, we kicking it, or
all
fundraiser? Okay.
All that. We're gonna ship some water. We're gonna have some fun. The chef over there at Loft 17 is ridiculous.
Okay.
The chef at 2020 Experience, like the wings are.
Uh-oh.
I don't know
Did
about
she
nobody
say
else.
wings? Did she say wings?
Yeah,
Diva, did she say wings?
I don't know about nobody else, but I'm a fat girl in real life. So I like food,
Right.
and the food there is crazy. So it's like, a happy hour, mixer, networking
Right.
type thing. If you own a business or, you trying to get a business off the ground, bring your cards, bring anything you need to bring, talk yourself up, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Get some connections.
Right.
Get some business.
Right. I look forward to being there and supporting
Awesome.
you. And
Thank you.
I'll be there with the case of water. No
Appreciate
doubt,
you.
because I've already sent quite a bit of money to Flint. It's not something that I normally talk about, but
Right.
since it came up, I figured I'd mention that because, we've been talking about what's going on in Flint here on this show long before it hit the national wire. I mean, we were talking about this last summer, and now it's almost like it's become a fad,
Right.
to talk about, Flint. And I personally get sick and tired of things that are moments instead of movements. And this
good.
ought to be a movement. And so, first of all, I'm proud of you as a brother to a sister for leading that, and I look forward to joining and being a part of that. And have Steppin with Marcus J. live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. And so, tell me about Brown Girls and how long you've been. I mean, I know about that sitting across around the kitchen table, but I mean, was it really just like that moment, or I mean, was there something that when you were younger that you said, I'm going to lead something one day, but I'm not sure what it is? I mean, how did it happen? I mean, how long has it been? Like that sort of thing.
I really, when I was younger, didn't want my own business, to be perfectly honest. And my mother always told me, she said, work for yourself. And I never wanted to do it. My whole thing was, I just want to go to work. I want to get a check and I want to go home and I don't want to be bothered. And, I don't want to have to deal with the extra that comes with it. It wasn't until I was about 35 that I decided to start my own business, and it has not been easy. Brown Girls has been in existence a couple of years, 2 years. And it just hasn't been easy. I mean, we have, let me see, I think we're in the black now. We made a little bit of money last year. But it hasn't been easy, especially not in this market in Richmond.
Right.
But, I love my city, and, we just trying to create some dope events for people to come out to and support, and not only support us, but support other small business owners.
Right.
Like that's my main thing. Like,
Right.
You want to support people in Richmond, support your own, support local.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really what we're trying to do.
No, I can dig that. And, just as you saying that, I'm sitting there thinking like, we are the ones that are going to push ourselves forward. It's going to be us. You push me and I pull you. If we don't do it, nobody's going to do it. And we
Right.
can't expect anybody else to do it. The whole thing about it takes a village, is usually something that is said when we're talking about raising children. But, it takes a village to raise people, to raise a community. You know what I mean? So I look forward to that. And I love, that's why I'm kind of intrigued by it. And so I'm sure with time, we're going to talk about this more, and whenever you have events, just make sure you let Mr. 3375 over there and yours truly know, so that you can come here and you can make sure that the listening audience knows, so that whoever is local can support those events. And we have folks that listen to us that are not in the local Richmond market, which is a good thing,
Right.
because we're international. As people listen, stateside as well as across the big waters. But anybody that can support financially, even if they can't physically be at the events, I encourage those folks to do that. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Whenever this man over here gets a cordless mic, he gets excited because he likes to walk us into the champagne room.
Champipple.
He likes to call it Champipple. I'm gonna call it champagne, but it's his segment. So I think we're gonna have him, trump me on what we're calling it. And so, Tasha, you want to go into the Champipple room?
I'm afraid.
I was the first time, but it's kind of cool in there. Diva, you want to go in the Champipple room?
Yeah, I want to know what it's about.
You want to go in
Yeah.
the Champipple room? It's got purple velvet on
It's
the walls.
purple
Oh,
velvet,
sweet Jesus.
lava lamp,
lava lamps.
You got the furry
And
rug.
the fur rug,
with the-
leopard skin. That's how we roll.
with the bear head on that
Yeah.
joint. Yeah, fireplace going in the summer.
Wowzers.
That's right. That's what we do.
Yeah,
Champipple room.
Yeah, man, no doubt. So we in the Champipple room, brother. What you got, man?
I got a bunch of questions. The last time we was in the Champipple room, I got a lot of feedback on relationship scenarios that people was sending me. So I'm gonna roll with that again today. But first, I want to know. I've been thinking about this for a long time, listening to people talk and everything, and I want Diva to chime in first on this.
Okay.
Are the side chicks and men winning the game right now?
Are they winning the game right now?
Winning the game right now.
I would
Because
have
the
to
world-
say yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that there are way too many side chicks and dudes than there are solid marriages today. It's a sad thing, but yeah, I would say that's a fact.
Okay. The reason I asked that question was because it seems to me that talking to people, I'm out and I'm talking to people, and they think it's okay to be the side chick or side dude.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons they say is no commitment. You know, if somebody is in a relationship, you know, they can get with that person without commitment, and they don't have to worry about it because they tired of, you know, they might have been through a rough situation. They're tired of being hurt and all that stuff. So, yeah, I agree with you. Like, they are winning right now. What you got, Tasha? What you think?
Oh, it's my turn. I would have to say, yeah. I think women and men are satisfied being a side chick or a side dude or whatever, but I think that's because there's nothing else required of them. I think that, you know, they're just comfortable being that, and, you know, they get whatever it is that they're looking for out of it and keep it rocking. My personal
Marcus.
opinion.
It's difficult because, you know, when you're on the outside of anybody else's situation, you know, it's easy to judge them and why they do whatever it is that they do. You know, you know, it's easy to condemn and not condone. You know, so I'm not going to sit and justify anybody's actions if those actions are hurtful, but I'm not going to judge them on what they're doing either. You know what I mean? Because I'm not there. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the relationship. I don't know what's going on with him and why he's doing the things that he's doing, and her and why she's doing things that she's doing. You know, I think it's difficult because, you know, ultimately, you know, somebody's going to be hurt, you know, and I think we all either have seen that, know somebody that's been through it, whether they're willing to admit it or not, you know, because most folks, you know, don't talk about that kind of thing, but it's gonna lead to hurt and pain from pretty much everybody involved, and that's the unfortunate thing, because I don't know that there's always malice with regards to that kind of situation. You know, you oftentimes find yourself in it, and you're like, wow, okay, what just happened? And the next thing you know, time has passed, and there's hurt involved. So that's the difficult thing.
So, Diva, question.
Okay.
How can you, you know, resolve this issue? How can the side chicks just weed themselves out, or the side dudes just weed themselves out?
Just
What can
weed
you do
themselves out.
if you're in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do for your partner not to step out and get that side person?
Okay, you asked me two different questions. As for the side chick or the side dude, really they have to, number one, be mature enough and ready enough for a real relationship. And number two, they have to have the opportunity to pursue that. You know what I'm saying? Not every single person has that opportunity, and they may just settle for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or like Marcus said, they may innocently end up as a side chick or side dude, not knowing that this person is married or this person is involved. They don't know until it's too late. They in deep, and now they got to figure their way out, type of thing. So, you know, it's one of those things where That's why, the Love Revolution was formed, so that we could come together as a group and discuss these type of matters. And hopefully with discussing it, communication will build trust and will build relationships. That was always my stance on that. That's why I came up with the Love Revolution. That's why Marcus and all the other, members have been working to develop the group so that people can have sound relationships. Unfortunately, the group has been dropping off. Why? Because people want to do this single life, side chick, side dude type of thing. And you can't force people to want to be settled down. Your other question, how can, a married person not step out? Is that what you were asking? Right. I'm not married, but I would say that you got to keep the union fresh, spicy. It got to be so that person doesn't want to step out because they got everything they need at home. That woman or that guy got to keep it fresh, looking sexy, looking good, keep it interesting, going different places, doing different things. We talk about that type of stuff all the time, too, in the group. You got to keep it spicy. If you get too sedentary and too relaxed,
get boring.
It's going to get boring, and that's when people start stepping out for something exciting.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Your take on that, Tatasha?
Who, me? Which question? Both of them?
Yeah, he
One
did
of
ask
them?
two.
Both of them.
How do side chicks and side dudes weed themselves out?
Yeah. You think it's more of a self-esteem issue, maybe?
I think it may be a self-esteem issue on some people's parts. Maybe they don't feel like they're good enough to be anything else, or they hit them with the but he loves me type garbage, or that's as far as like the woman's part is concerned, being a side chick or whatever. But at this point, some people are cool with it. Like I said before, they're cool with it and they don't think about it one way or the other. It's not. I don't necessarily think it's a good place to be. And somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt one way or the other. And as far as how do you keep your partner from stepping out? Well, I am married. I've been married for 13 years. It'll be 14 in April. 14 in April. It'll be 14 in April. I was looking at him. He ain't even paying attention.
Oh, he's looking at you now.
Is it?
Because you stumble.
14 in April. I would like to think that we have a good marriage. I like him. He's cool. I'll keep him around. We have a very active family, and sometimes it's hard to keep it fresh, and sometimes it's hard to keep it spicy, as she said. And when you get into a routine and you got kids and you got jobs and you got all this other stuff, but I like to think that we both try and keep it up to the best of our ability. I love him. My life doesn't really work without him, and I like to think I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him in my mind. That's what it is.
Right.
So, yeah.
So that's good, because it leads me into my first question that I got on social media. She says, I'm 32. I've been married for 11 years to my husband, who's 43. He's the only one that works. I'm a homemaker. My problem is I can't seem to keep him interested sexually. Seems like he only wants it when I don't. Is this a man thing? Because I'm trying to understand. I've never had a problem getting some before my husband came along. Is it one of the perks of being married is to get it when you want to with no questions asked? I can't understand being stressed sometimes, but I'm getting stressed now. Can you help me out?
I don't know if that's a perk of being a man. I don't know. I'm not a man, so I can't answer that. I don't. What's her question?
I mean, I mean, she just
What should she do in this
What-
situation?
Yeah,
because her man
like-
don't
Because
wanna
he
have
don't-
sex
he
with
the
don't
her.
man
want it
don't
like
want to have
that?
sex with her. Like,
I mean, he is.
Suspicious.
she boring.
She may be. Like real talk. Like she may be. Maybe he don't. Maybe he. You know, she don't do what he want her to do. Like in the bedroom area.
But it wasn't like that before they got married,
Right.
right?
Right.
Oh,
So they've
no.
been
Yeah,
married
she might wanna
like
look into
11
that.
years.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Now,
mean,
I don't
the well,
condone going
the well might have
through
run
stuff,
dry.
but I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Why it got to be the well ran dry? Why it can't be, the other way around? I don't know what you would call that, but
I'm saying, but she the one to say she's wanting it and he don't. Or you
why? Why he don't want it?
think he cheating?
He's
You
either
be real with it.
cheating or he impotent or something. Something's wrong because it wasn't a problem at first.
Right. What you think, Mark?
Or like you said, he bored. Maybe he about to
Maybe
cheat.
he's
She
bored.
need
Yeah.
to do something.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons for why he might be disinterested. To make the leap that he's cheating, I mean, that's what I would expect a woman to say. But it could be a lot of reasons. Maybe he just ain't feeling her no more.
Right.
It really can be that simple. As cold as that sounds, it really could be that simple. And then, he's frustrated.
Right.
And it comes out in other ways because he's really horny. He just don't want her.
True.
You know what I mean? And so, I mean, I don't know what her fix is, other than, whatever it is that she's doing, stop doing that and try something else. As far as, I'm not a sex doctor, so I don't know. I think that they probably need to go see somebody, though, and try to work that out, have a conversation, because clearly they're not communicating. They're not talking, because if he don't want her, she should know why he doesn't want her.
Right.
If she don't know why he doesn't want her, then there's a reason for that. What's the reason? Is the reason that he doesn't know how to communicate it to her, or she doesn't know how to receive it the way he's communicating it?
Right.
But there's a reason. There's a reason why he ain't feeling her.
Right.
I don't know how old the dude is, but if she's
43.
32, he's 43.
Yeah.
I'll be 43 real soon.
11 years of
and I
marriage.
stay horny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I can't imagine what his deal is, other than he just ain't feeling her.
Yeah.
And sorry if that sounds harsh, but I mean, you got to
reality.
You got to keep it 100.
Yeah.
It could be a host of things. They could be dealing with some stuff, or maybe he's dealing with some stuff. If he's the only one that works, it's highly possible that the stress of that,
Right.
being the only one bringing home
He
a
might be
paycheck.
resenting her too.
He may be resenting her, or maybe he's going through some stuff at work, or maybe some bills that she don't know about, or maybe he's depressed, or it could be a host of things, or he could be just getting it from somebody else, but
Right.
she won't know that until she asks a question.
That was what I was about to say. At the end of the day, it's a conversation they need to
it's a
have,
conversation
right?
that needs to be had.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
So, got another question. Would you stick around for someone who wants to wait to have sex until marriage, even if they aren't a virgin? After a handful of bad relationships and bad marriages, I decided I'd rather wait to be intimate. It's for personal and now religious reasons. I could have good chemistry with someone, but as soon as that's made clear, they either try to change my mind or move on. I've been told relationship isn't worth it without sex. It's like once you aren't a virgin, you can't have the type of standards. Is it just taboo nowadays to want to wait? Am I out my mind to ask a man to hold off for that? Sasha.
I don't think she's out of her mind to ask him to wait. If she finds the right one, then he will. Yeah, I think it's probably a little unheard of. I don't necessarily think it's taboo, but I think it's probably in this day and age a little unheard of. But depending on her age, and especially if she's not a virgin, but for religious reasons, I understand that. I know a girl who's not having sex,
Right.
because she's waiting for the man that God sends for her, and that's awesome, great. That ain't for everybody, but do your thing, boo.
You think it's more difficult to find a relationship? Because a man wanting to wait. Like,
not if she,
this
not
is
if she's looking in the right
2016.
place, and not if she finds the right one. Like you ain't. I don't necessarily think you gonna find them in a happy hour at Fridays. Like that's just my personal opinion, but. For real though, like you're not gonna find a dude that's willing to wait at happy hour bucking back shots with you.
Yeah.
Like that ain't the dude for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got David.
Well, I definitely know that it's possible because, I know a couple, me and Marcus know a couple that actually waited for 2 years.
Okay.
Both of them sexually active before that, and they're now married happily. So, it is possible to wait to be celibate and wait until you get married and do it after. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's the person for you, that's probably the best way for it to happen.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get this last question out.
Before you do that,
Okay.
just a quick comment. I was home today, and I was watching the news channel that I watch. I won't call them out because they ain't paying me. But I was watching this news channel, and they had Megan Good and her husband on there.
Yeah, I seen that.
And apparently they waited, and he actually, I don't know if people know this part, because I know for a fact I didn't know this part, but he has been celibate for a long time. Like his celibacy predated him being with her.
Right.
And so one of the things that he said that having sex can cloud. I'm trying to say this the way he said it. He said having sex not only can cloud your opinion of the person that you're dealing with, but it can also cloud how you going about your business, right, because you're so focused on that. And it was like, wow, okay, that was kind of deep. For him, that's fine, and I'm sure for other brothers, that's fine. And there's a lot of us who may or may not subscribe to that. But for him to say that, I thought that was very powerful, especially with her sitting there with him, because the person that was interviewing her made a point of talking about all the men she had been with. I was a little bit annoyed that the interviewer had said that. Yeah. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I like this interviewer, but the fact that she had been with plenty of people based on how that question was asked,
right,
and he had been celibate for a long while, showed me what I already know. Gender-wise, doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't matter. Like going back to the last question that you had, if he wants it and she doesn't, she wants it and he doesn't, like none of that really matters. Like if you got a partner, whether it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, married, whatever, if one person is off balance, then everything is off balance.
Right.
And so I just wanted to make that point. Go ahead and ask your last question, man.
All right, the last question said, this is crazy, and I know the answer is, I know what I got, and I'm really going to go in on this person. But my boyfriend of 5 years is still married.
He ain't your boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's still married.
She told me they still messing around and showed me proof, but she's just mad that he still doesn't want to be with her. I want to marry him, but he's still tied to her, and he shows me love. But why no divorce? She's just a hater and won't divorce him because she's hoping that he'll come back and that he'll come back and he'll be hers. Am I stupid for building a life with him? Or I can't say the words on what she said, but basically she's saying is she stupid for trying to build a relationship and messing with him at the end of the day?
Who you asking?
Deep.
Okay, well, this is how I feel. It may truly be over for the husband and wife, but there's no future in a relationship if you've been there for 5 years as a side chick thinking he's going to divorce the wife,
right,
and now have a happy marriage or relationship with you. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't understand people's logic.
Yeah.
And there are people out there, especially some celebrities, I know you guys know what I'm thinking about, that think, oh, because I supposedly took this man from, his wife, we're going to have a happily ever after
Don't work
type
that
of
way.
story. Right there, the karma alone will mess up that relationship.
Right.
But that's just how I feel.
Tosh.
Is she stupid? Yes. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
The end.
The end.
All right. That's good.
You good?
You good, man? You good,
I
man?
want to tell Mark. I want to see what Marcus has to
Ooh,
say
this
from a
is what
male
Marcus has-
perspective.
I
Basically,
left out the room.
this girl been in a relationship for 5 years with a married man, and he's saying he's getting a divorce, but his wife don't want a divorce, so they kind of just like weighing it out. And basically, she's saying she's stupid for waiting around trying to build a life with this man. Basically,
Well, I mean, what did the issue is what he's saying to her,
right?
and she is waiting around for him to make a move.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. Like, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, I hear that, but I also see single people stay together for 5 years and say they get married and they never do. So, I mean, it's a difficult situation, man. It's easy to call her stupid. I'm not gonna call her stupid. I don't know the girl. I'm not gonna call her stupid, but that choice is a difficult choice to make because there's no end date on it.
Right.
And if he's telling her he's leaving, he's leading her towards a path of perpetual waiting.
Right.
Because
my thing is, even if she don't want a divorce, ain't it's like a law or something, like after a year or so, it's a divorce or something anyway, if he wants it.
No,
she have to sign it.
Well,
It has to be consensual.
I mean, eventually it doesn't have to be. Like, you got to be real patient and spend a lot of money.
Right.
If you really don't want to be with somebody, and it's very, very difficult to go through. I've seen people go through it, and it's not fun.
Right.
For anybody, particularly the children, which is the reason why most people who want to be in that situation or who don't want to be in that situation put up with it.
Right.
Because they don't want to screw up their kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but if you really, if you're in a situation you want to get out and that person want to get out with you, you can get that done quick.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've done some research.
I mean, I have.
Hey, I already know. I've been through it, so I know how
You
quick
gotta call me out. Yes, I have.
I know how quick a divorce can go through when both people.
but when there's half that doesn't want it, it's very difficult and it's arduous. And at some point you just decide, I just put up bullshit. Some people do that.
Yeah.
And it's not politically correct to say it, but I don't have step here. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we got a special guest that just slipped in the room. We're going to hear a track from our sister, Jody Smith, and when we come back, she's going to tell us about Jody Music Mixtape, and she got her special guest with her. I can't wait for y'all to hear this, brother. Marcus J. and the crew. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Be back in a few.
Hello, my name is Xavier Gary, and I'm a proud graduate of James Madison University. As a recent college graduate, I know firsthand how expensive college can be and how much a financial burden it can cause on a family. But as a scholarship recipient, I also know that with planning, hard work, accountability, and consistency, that it can be done. The Paradigm Shift Pilot Program provides the resources, guidance, and support needed to help students in the 8th and 9th grade to do just that. Plan to pay for college. To learn more about how the Paradigm Shift Pilot Program can help you, visit us online at www.paradigmshift.com. Again, that is www.paradigmshift.com and click on the Pilot Program tab. Or just call us at 1-888-418-3039, extension 101. Again, the number is 1-888-418-3039.